Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to go over the title of the video is Atheist Witches, Egregores, and Sinterklaas. The reason for that is I feel like they're all kind of tied together. So I've been wanting to do a video for a while on atheist witches. There's a lot of controversy over whether or not they exist, whether or not it's a thing that can be. And I'm here to tell you that as far as I believe, it's a thing. I happen to consider myself an atheist witch with a twist. We're going to get to that in a minute. So atheist witches are basically witches that do not work with or believe in God or gods or goddesses or any deity or pantheon. Um, Atheist witches work with the energy of the universe, the great unknown, the big beyond, the elements, whatever they want to work with. But atheist witches don't necessarily work with gods. They don't believe in them. They don't believe they exist. And that's totally fine in my book anyway. I mean, there's a lot of controversy, like I said, that I've seen on social media over it, where people would claim to be an atheist witch, and they were basically told that they're full of shit. I don't know how open-minded us pagans really are. Some of us don't seem to be as open as we claim to be. But, that's a personal issue that people need to work through, I guess. But like I said, I consider myself an atheist, which I don't believe that there are gods and goddesses, supreme beings. I don't believe in any of that. The closest thing to a supreme being that I truly believe in are aliens. I do believe they exist. I do believe they're out there. I do believe they are more advanced than we are. And I do believe they're responsible for a lot of things that had gone on in history. I'm sorry, the heat is like drying out my eyes. And my cats are running around. So I do believe that aliens are responsible for a lot of the things that happened in history. A lot of the things that are discovered around the world that are unexplainable at this point. And that's where I stand on that. Now, as far as egregores or egregores, I think it's egregore. I wrote this down here. Just a quick basic. So egregore is a concept representing a thought form or collective group mind. So this is where my little twist comes in. Being an atheist, which I do, however, believe that deity exists on the astral. I believe they exist on the astral as a type of an egregore. So basically the way I look at it is man created God in his image, right? So all of the Asian deities, let's say, look Asian, right? All of the Egyptian deities look Egyptian. All of the Norse deities look like they're from from Germany and Ireland and Scandinavia, and man created God. So man created God as an egregore. So as a collective, or a collective group mind, these beings were created throughout different regions in the world to explain the unexplainable, right? They were given names. They were assigned specific traits and characteristics. They were responsible for specific things. And all around the world, all these different groups of people are celebrating or making sacrifices to or honoring their egregores. So I do believe that they exist in that way. So that may or may not be a little bit of a twist depending on how much you agree with me. But I don't believe that there was an Odin that walked the earth. I don't believe that there's a Venus that existed anywhere or exists today. None of that. I just believe that these creations have life because we give them life with our imagination and our rituals and our Sabbaths and our offerings. So that's where I stand on that. I mean, as I said, excuse me, as I believe I've said in a prior video, I'm really looking into the Norse mythology lately, and I'm really liking it. You know, I'm really getting into it. I may work with a certain deity here and there. I do kind of lean toward a very big interest in Hel, or Hela, however you want to refer to her. She has a lot of meaning in my life. She has a lot of meaning to me. And the more I look into it, and the more I meditate on it and think about it and learn about it, the more that seems to resonate with me going way back. You know, when I think about when I was a child and the way I remember interpreting things and the things around me and the world and how things work and how people are, I really resonate with Hel and what she represents, or what I believe her to represent. You know, the stories, I mean, any of the myths, and this is why I wasn't into it for the longest time. The myths are ridiculous. They really are. They're ridiculous. And I just, you know, to me, the Bible is just another myth. It's just, and how does anybody create a life around these stories? You know, how were there churches built and temples built? Why are there wars over this? You know, there's stories made up from different parts of the world, you know. But I don't know, I just think it's all silly. But so I found my little niche for now with the Norse deities, and I'm enjoying that. But well, never say never, but I highly doubt that I would ever in my life come to a point where I believe that these beings physically existed or exist now. You may or may not agree with me, and that's fine. You can leave your comments whether or not you believe in what I believe. If you agree with me or not, that's fine. You're not going to change my mind. I'm open for discussion. I'm open for intelligent conversation, comments, thoughts, suggestions, and opinions. I'm not up for arguments or being berated because you don't agree with me. So just putting that out there. But so atheist witches are kind of like chefs. I look at it as like witchcraft is like cooking, right? So anybody can stir the pot, anybody can add the ingredients, anybody can create something out of something, hopefully something good to eat. It doesn't matter what part of the world you're from, what you believe or don't believe, anybody can cook, anybody can make macaroni and cheese, anybody can, you know, create omelets, anyone can bake a roast, anyone can make cookies, you know, it doesn't matter where you're from, anybody can do that. Anybody can light a candle. Anybody can mix herbs. Anyone can cleanse a space. Anyone can bless their ritual tools. Okay? Anybody can celebrate holidays. Anybody can build a shrine, build an altar. You know, Catholics do it too. There are Christian witches. There are Catholics and Christians who practice witchcraft. It's a thing, people. All they're doing is taking it one step further, you know, or being open to the spiritual part of it, right? So the big difference in that, I feel like, you know, as witches, we try to change the energy of the universe for a better outcome, right? In our favor, our family's favor, for health and happiness and all the good stuff. Sometimes the bad stuff too, you know. I'll have to say, if I had to label myself, I am a gray atheist, which just so you know where I stand really on that, but that's another story. But yeah, but witches are actively focusing their intent to make a change, whereas you know, mainstream religions, Catholics for instance, they pray. Praying to me is like begging. You know, you pray and you pray and you pray and you pray and please God, please God, please God. They don't necessarily do anything. I don't want to say, please Odin, please Odin, please Odin. I want to read that book. I want to go and experience something. I want to learn something for myself, and I want to actively do it for myself. I don't want to sit there and pray, oh, please let this book soak into my brain through osmosis. Please, Odin, please, Odin. Yeah, I'm going to read the damn book. It was silly comparisons, but that's it's just a quick little you know, off the cuff kind of comparison there. But again, like I said, the deity, I believe, exists on the astral as egregores because we feed them. We feed them our energy. We keep them alive with our energy. And the whole thing with Sinterklaas is, especially this time of year, it came to mind. This is why I'm making the video now, as opposed to 2 months ago when I started thinking about how I wanted it to come across. I was aware of a couple of things. I went online and I just jotted down some names here that I thought were interesting. So this time of year, we all recognize and that it's Hanukkah, and it's Yule, and it's Christmas, and it's Kwanzaa. Every religion has something that they celebrate this time of year, and it's really based on the light, right? The return of the light. The Hanukkah with the candles, and Yule with the Yule log, and everything is centered around light. And we all go about our merry ways, and, you know, there's a little bit of whether or not it's happy holidays or Merry Christmas, you know. For the most part during the day, I'm on the phone a lot, speaking to the public, and I usually won't bring it up unless they do. 98% of the time so far this year, I've been getting happy holidays. Not Merry Christmas, I'm getting have a happy holiday. And I say thank you, you as well. They say Merry Christmas, I'll say thank you, you as well. Simple. But I also deal with the public, and I'm limited to what my responses could be anyway. But that's generally what I would say. Thank you, and you as well, right? You're giving back the wishes that they're giving you. Simple as that. No fights, no arguments, no nothing. If there's someone that I know personally that celebrates Christmas, I will say Merry Christmas, because I'm wishing them well. I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas. Okay. But anyway, so back to the Sinterklaas. Santa Claus, as we know it, right, is known across the world by many different names. And I don't believe that there's anybody really out there that's going to argue the fact that he's not real. Nobody ever says, I saw Santa Claus. He's real. I spoke to him. You know, the whole spirit of Christmas. Yeah, Santa Claus lives through us, through the people in the spirit of Christmas, the spirit of Yule, the spirit of Hanukkah, the spirit of the season. So in the Netherlands, he's known as Sinterklaas. Here in the United States, he's known as Santa Claus. Again, I wrote down some names, so forgive me here for looking at my notes. But we have Kanakaloka. He's known as Kanakaloka in Hawaii. I don't know if I'm saying these right, so forgive me if I'm not. Please correct me if I'm not. But in China, he is known as Dun Che Lao Ren. Father Christmas in the UK. Dead Moroz in Russia, Ukraine, and Poland. And Viejo Pascuero in Chile, right? And there's also an interesting take on it in Italy. She is called La Befana, which is a witch-like character whose tale tells she gave food and shelter to the 3 wise men while they were traveling to baby Jesus. So you don't hear about wars and fights going on and people getting tortured over whether or not Santa Claus exists and what his name is. It's the same thing. Odin and why can I ever think of God names when I am on camera? This is ridiculous. Wow. I can see them. They're flashing in my head like pew, 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 and the names are not coming to me. Anyway, so nobody ever, says Santa doesn't exist. We all know Santa doesn't exist. It's the spirit of the season, right? So why can't we carry that spirit, that same spirit of the season, through every season, through every day of our lives, based on what we feel inside, what we believe to be true, whether it be Odin or Nefertiti or again, I can't think of names. This is ridiculous. You guys know what I mean. Wow. In my defense, it's like 11 o'clock. I'm tired. So why can't we just carry that spirit throughout the year and just accept it for what it is and honor your space as I honor my space, and wish you your Merry Christmas, wish you your Happy Hanukkah, wish you your Happy Easter, representing your Catholic or Christian beliefs, or just in general. Have a nice day. Have a nice day holds so much weight. You're wishing that person has a nice day. Now, if you think about it, how would you have a nice day? You have a nice day. To even have a nice day, you have to be at peace with yourself inside. You have to be calm and collected and have a certain strength and confidence, right? Have a nice day. It's so simple, but it means so much. And if you really look into it, it's the spirit of the season, whether it's winter, spring, summer, or fall season, whether it's a holiday or not. August 2nd. Have a nice day. Live in peace. Live well. Agree to disagree. Live long and prosper. All positive things. So if I say Merry Christmas, have fun with your Santa. And if you wish me a Merry Christmas, I'll have fun with my Father Christmas. Whatever you call it is fine. It's the same with your everyday deity. So, atheist witches do exist. They can work with the energy. Or like me, they can work with the Egregores. Not saying that I really work with them. I haven't really done any specific rituals with any specific deity yet. Thinking about it, playing with it. meditate on it a little bit more. But atheist witches can, and I'm sure do, even though I haven't yet, but can, and I'm sure they do, work with the idea of a certain god or goddess. Doesn't necessarily mean they believe in them. So if you guys have any questions, comments, opinions, or suggestions, please leave them below. I would love for this to turn into a little bit of a discussion. I'd love to know who agrees with me or who disagrees with me and why. You can email me privately. You can find me on Facebook, Forever Wild NYC, Instagram, Twitter. Haven't really been on them too much, but I'm going to try to check in a little bit more often. I don't plan on taking another 3-month hiatus, but shit happens, right? So give it a thumbs up, share, follow if you will, and I will speak with you guys again soon. Have a happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, blessed Yule, blessed winter solstice. Just have a nice fucking day, okay? Have a nice day, and stay wild forever.